All right, guys, it's officially the morning of day 9. Let's get into this. Hey guys, I'm Sean, and I am an ARKaholic. And welcome back, guys, to the complete series here on ARK Survival Evolved. So guys, in the last episode, we ended up getting ourselves this Pteranodon over here. Now granted, we are at level 20, but this is the 145 Pteranodon that's kind of been around the area, and I really didn't want to end up losing this creature, so we ended up taming it a little bit early. Now, between the episodes, guys, I haven't really done anything. I kind of just hung out on the boat because we are very, very close to getting the next level. And if you guys remember, next level will get us enough engram points in order to get the hatchet. Then from there, probably going to go ahead and start making a base today. Now, you guys might see by my voice, I am being a little bit softer, but I am also kind of getting a little bit more back to myself. I kind of mentioned it in the last episode, I believe might have been 2 episodes now, that the previous recording session, my wife was sleeping, and she's not sleeping anymore. I am able to raise my voice a little bit more if I want to. I'm not going to be disturbing her or anything. She's in the other room watching TV, but I do still want to keep it a little bit low. I kind of want to do a combination of the two because I do personally feel like the past few episodes with having to have a little more calm and concise kind of voice has kind of kept me on track a little bit more. So I think I kind of want to do a combination of the two, right? So first thing I do want to take care of is, of course, we got both of the forges going at this point. I believe we showed this off in the last episode, getting this forge set up. I think I did because I feel like I remember saying, hey, this isn't really lined up in the exact spot I want it in, but nevertheless, a couple things I want to do straight away here is I want to go ahead and repair this, even though, yes, we are going to go ahead and make a new one relatively soon. I also want to go ahead and make a decent amount of bolas. I would like to have that ready to go. I would also like to repair this. So while kind of waiting around and everything between the episodes, I did realize that we're going to need thatch in order to make ourselves some bolas. So getting started here, let's go ahead and grab some bolas, or at least go ahead and grab some thatch in order to get ourselves some bolas. And honestly, going ahead and doing this, there we go. I was going to say, we were going to get our levels. So there we go. So we're at a bit of a conundrum here because we are at 300 weight. Do I want to continue the weight, or do I want to start looking at some other categories here? I think we're going to still go weight for right now. We'll probably keep going weight for a pretty long time. Now, from what I remember is I did set up campfires. Now, I did cook food. Okay, I was going to say, we were running extremely low on food, and I was kind of like, didn't I cook some food? Okay, I certainly did. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, so we'll kind of throw this into our inventory, and we are good to go. Let's kind of come back over here now that we have this thatch. Let's go ahead and see how many of these I can make. I can make a total of 8, and the reason for that is we're going to need a little more thatch. So you know what? We'll make 8. You know what? No. Let's do this first. Let's make sure we got enough stuff here in order to get this hatchet. Let's get that done first. That is the thing we've been waiting on, and there we go. And there we go, metal hatchet. But by the way, guys, we are currently at 91 metal ingot. We certainly have plenty more going in here. We got another 33 already, and we got another 33 over on this side. So things are going pretty good in the metal department for us. But there we go. We are officially, at least tools-wise, we are now in the metal tier. Absolutely awesome. Let's go out and get a little bit more thatch, actually, because we do need a total of 100 thatch. We currently have 88. And that's more than enough. Let's go ahead and make the rest of those bolas. Unfortunately, we did make that first one, so it's not going to be a relatively easy one-click kind of thing, but that's okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. While we're at it, let's see if we can repair you. I can. Awesome. Okay. Now, looking at the rest of the things here, I don't think we need anything else at this time. It's more just a matter of kind of waiting a few seconds, waiting till these are all made, and then we'll kind of pop everything straight back into the smithy. But yeah, kind of looking over everything at this point. It's kind of crazy that storage-wise, I mean, it's crazy how the smithy is literally like one of the best storage in the game, you know? I always felt like in ARK that they needed something kind of an in-betweener, right, between the large storage box, which gives you, what, 40 to 45 spaces, and the vault, which gives you 300 spaces, something like that. I always said that they needed something kind of in between, and I was really hoping we were going to get something like that in ARK Survival Ascended, but unfortunately not. Let's put it that way. Now, another thing we can do is we can kind of clean up this inventory a little bit. I know it's a little bit crazy in here, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and take the things that are most important to us right now, all different materials, because if we are going to be doing a little bit of base building here, I'm going to take the... I don't need the hide, actually. If we are going to be doing a little bit of base building here, and I think that might be what we're going to be looking towards. Certainly going to need a lot of resources. We don't necessarily need the stone, but maybe if we get into the... You know what? I love how I was mentioning at the beginning of this that kind of doing the calm, cool, collected voice would keep me on track, and I feel a little all over the place right now. But that's okay. So like I said, I do want to go ahead and try to set up a base kind of in this area. The resources that we're going to kind of hold on to are, of course, a little bit of fiber, thatch, and wood. Now, for the thatch and the wood, I'm actually going to have the parasaur follow me, because the idea is that once we kind of fill up on resources, we throw it into the parasaur, and then we kind of rinse and repeat, basically. Now, look, guys, it's not like we're going to be making this mansion or anything. I am probably looking to make a 2x2, maybe 2x3, something like that. Nothing too crazy, but it will take a little bit of resources, so might as well have something kind of going around with us. And I'm also going to go to third person here. Just so we can get as much resources as possible. And I think I'm going to knock down this tree. I'm trying to pick my trees sparingly. Trying to do this a little bit more strategically is probably the word for it. Just so I don't knock too much down around the area, but these are probably the best to break down. But what's really nice is the struggle we've been having in the past few episodes with just not really getting any levels. Yeah, that's about to change. Which is certainly really nice. It's certainly really welcoming. Right now we can make a total of 3 foundations. Let's go ahead and do that. And then, by the way, guys, once we do hit level 25, which we could very well do in this episode or maybe the next episode, we will be changing our XP from 0.25 up to 0.5. So we'll be doing a little bit of increasing there. What do we need resource-wise? Okay, so it is just going to be wood this entire time, basically. Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead. You know, it's kind of funny. I was saying how we were going to need the parasaur. Haven't utilized it once yet. But it's always good to have with us just in case. But here's the thing, and here's what's really nice about building in wood. This also applies to stone. This rule pretty much does not apply to thatch. Everything else it will apply to. The resources required to make the end product. So in this case, if we want to use the foundations, for example, when building in wood and higher, the resources will actually weigh more than the actual product. So theoretically, you can kind of build your character all the way to like 256 weight like we are now, and then you can just go ahead and make a decent amount of foundations, and slowly but surely you'll start to go ahead and be able to move a little bit quicker and stuff too, because all you're doing is you're just bringing down the weight and everything. Now, another thing I need to do, I kind of mentioned this in the last episode, a little bit of behind the scenes is, I need a thumbnail for the previous episode. So we'll go ahead and we'll focus with the Pteranodon here. I know this isn't necessarily part of this episode, but it is something that I'm going to probably have to do in the coming and the future episodes, is get my thumbnail this way. So again, kind of going over this, take the HUD off. Fingers are kind of towards the bottom. All I got to do is just slowly start working backwards. Kind of get my angle right, maybe like there. Yeah, it should be good. And then editing Sean, we'll go ahead and kind of fix that up and make it look good for the previous episode. So there we go. I know a lot of people kind of like to see that, kind of the behind the scenes, how I do certain things. So I certainly like showing that kind of stuff off in case you're curious. I do get a lot of people asking about setups and how I like record and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. You guys get a little bit of a sneak peek of how I go ahead and do my thumbnails. But let's go ahead and let's make some ramps, because kind of what I'm looking to do here is, and it's going to be a little tricky, and I just realized another thing we're going to need to make, because I don't think it's going to work here, but let's kind of get an idea of what the back looks like. We're probably going to have to go into orbit camera here. Oh, hello, Trike. That is under the world. That's not necessarily what I want. Oh, that's a 120 trike. Interesting. Okay. So I'm thinking right where this stone is, and I think we'll kind of go in orbit camera this way. There we go. Trying to get an idea of where I would like my ramp to be. Do I want it on a little bit more of an angle where the main part of the house is going to be kind of here? No, I do think that it's probably going to be here. Yeah, okay. So we're trying to line up basically with this right here. This is kind of where I'm looking for. Now, unfortunately, probably going to have to get rid of this, but let me see if I can kind of build somewhat around it. And I know we are going to be wasting that foundation. That's okay. And I can't bring that up, correct? Okay. All right. All right. I guess we'll take this out of the way first. Okay. Yeah, so kind of that peak or that point right there is kind of where I'm looking to have the middle of the base. Okay. The only downside of going ahead and doing building and everything right now, especially with not having a crazy amount of levels, is the engram points. That's going to be the biggest thing right now, because in order to drop foundations, if you guys aren't aware, I am going to need pillars, and I'll kind of show that off. It's something a little bit different than what we now have in ASA, and unfortunately that's kind of it with engram points until we get the next level, which is a little crazy, but it is what it is. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to need a total of 2 foundations. Now, if you can do this quick enough, you can theoretically do this without... Oh, wait a second. Gotta make the pillar first. Theoretically, you can do this without breaking a foundation. Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to line this up the best I can. I'm going to probably shoot for that. Let's go with that. Again, here's the thing. When you guys are making a base, it's all experimenting at this point. That's the unfortunate part, but we're going to put one to the side. We're going to press right bumper. That's going to allow us to drop 1 foundation. We're going to pick everything up before the timer goes. And we are going to rinse and repeat, but we are going to do it the other way. So the race against time here is making sure that you pick these up within 30 seconds. So I'll show that a little bit slower now. So we got 25 seconds, but pillar goes on the middle. You then go to one side. You then put another foundation down, but you're going to click right bumper. Right bumper is going to allow you to change the height if need be. And there you go. A little bit lower than what we had before, and I think that is pretty good, actually. I think that's going to work with what we're looking towards. I'm going to put another one here. Now, the worst part is finding out that it's too low, which it is. Shoot. that's not what I wanted. Dang it. Okay. So now we're gonna have to sacrifice a couple of pieces. Oh, I can pick this up still. Yeah, I'll pick it up. Almost kind of start over here. That's fine. But yeah, welcome to building in ARK Survival Evolved. Let me see if I can get that one point that I was looking towards. So we're going to do this a couple of times. There we go. There's the first one. I think it was only a pattern of 3 is really the height that I was looking for. Apparently there's another way to do this where you can just bring the foundations below as much as you can. I think that's actually okay. And the way I'm going to be able to tell this is coming back in this direction. Okay, it's going to be a little bit lower back here, but I think that's okay. I think we're fine. Going to want to go 3 out. Now, let's get an idea here. Actually, that might be perfect. Huh. Okay. Let me explain a little bit what I'm trying to do here is, guys. Pretty much what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to extend this a little bit further out. Maybe I can make another foundation and we can see. No, I can't. Okay. But basically, I wanted it a little bit further out. When we put the stairs will naturally work with the slope. I think I just needed to go a little bit further out in order for that to happen, but I don't think it's going to be a foundation. I think it's going to be more like here, if that makes sense. All right, so unfortunately, like I said, here's the downside of building in ARK Survival Evolved. Not only do you have to pick up your pieces this way, you can only demolish them, you can't pick them up. I think on servers you can. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, gotta make everything again, and because we're demolishing it, you're gonna basically lose, what is it, half of the materials? So yeah, it's a little meh. Alright, so let's just say hypothetically, let's go with this, just to see. Now the thing is, this actually might be an okay height because it's naturally gonna go down too. Before this goes away, though, I don't think the stairs are as angled as the ramps. I think that might be okay. I think we're just going to go with this. And you know what? If it doesn't necessarily work out the way that I want it, it is what it is. We can always go ahead and kind of change things up here in the future. Now, again, for this being just like a starter base or something, guys, and by the way, we're not actually going to keep these ramps. I don't know why I made them to begin with. Because this is just going to be a starter base, it's not going to be perfect or anything in any way. We're definitely going to go ahead and make adjustments here in the future. But right now, it's basically just, let's get a base up there. Been living off the boat a little too long. Let me get you to follow me. There we go. And let's go ahead and get a few more resources. So like I said, we are going to be doing a 2x3 just to start out, making it easy and everything. So we are going to need another 3 foundations, and then we can kind of start focusing on the walls. And that's our 3 right there. Perfect. I don't have any in my inventory. No, I don't. Okay. All right, now working with walls. we don't have the interesting. We don't actually have the windows unlocked. We do have stairs, though. But I can't do windows, right? Where are windows? Do I have enough points for windows? I don't think I do. No. Okay, you know what? We have room for stairs. Let's use the points on stairs. That's fine. We can kind of see if the stairs and everything are going to work out the way that I kind of intended. If they don't, no big deal. We can always move the house again and kind of keep doing that. But we're going to do 2 to start with. We are going to make a door frame here. We do not even have the end room for the door. Oh my god. For right now, because we don't have... I was about to say, because we don't have the end room points, we may now. 17. Let's see. 9 for the window frame. That's going to be a total of 6, so no, we're going to need to wait for the sloped. Actually, no, we'll kind of hold on to that for right now. I think that's kind of it for right now. That's okay. But we can make a window. Perfect, let's do that. Alright. Now, I will certainly admit, I feel like when I build my bases a little bit differently. Everybody kind of builds their base a little differently, I guess, but the way I do it is I do everything compartmentalized, where I try to keep everything small when I do it, because I feel like I can end up thinking 30 other ideas, and then it just ends up being a total mess. And to be honest, that's usually why I don't necessarily do building episodes. Because the way that I work is... And look at that. That's exactly what I was looking for. Yes. You know what? It would be better a smidge forward. No, you know what? That might actually work out perfectly. Okay. You guys will see in a minute kind of what we're looking to do here. Could I extend that out? Here's the thing, guys. Of course, now I'm getting other ideas that I might want to do with this base. This is how it works. And this is why I don't really do building episodes specifically, because the original idea never ends up actually getting done. I'll usually kind of be like, oh, you know what? Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. And then we're completely off the rails different than what the original intention was. So for right now, again, we're going to keep it small. Going to keep it basic. We can always add on later. But I do want to make one foundation, because I do want to see if these are going to line up the way that the original intention was. And then we'll see. All right. Let's get this down. There we go. Can make a foundation there. And yes, I know we're only making one foundation, but we are going to go back. Because I want to see if I line this up the right way. And I think I did. But yeah, you guys see kind of how more extended the stairs are as opposed to the ramp. Yeah, it's... I don't know why I made the ramp to begin with, to be honest, but... Okay, so this is the height. It's going to be a little tough to tell right now, but I think that's kind of the perfect height that I'm going to want. Because eventually, like I said, I want to take this ramp and kind of let it keep going out here. And this is going to kind of be like a little dock area where we can have the raft and we can have the canoe. And I think it's just going to be tall enough where it's going to be hovering over the water. Yeah, I think this is going to work. Cool. Okay. You know what? We could go ahead and just kind of go on a little bit of a... Whoops. Third person. Gathering spree right now. And make enough foundations to kind of see what that's going to look like. Could get us a level or two, if I'm going to be honest. Now, if you guys were a little confused on what I was saying before about the kind of overweighing yourself and then making wooden foundations and everything, I think I'll show that off right now. So, as I'm kind of running around here, and by the way, I probably should try to get a little bit of thatch while I'm at it. Because how much thatch are we down to? Oh no, we got plenty. Okay, cool. But you see how my character's starting to like run really, really slow and everything? Eventually, you're going to get to a point where you can't even move anymore. Now, when you're making thatch structures, this will actually increase your weight. But you can see right now I'm at 341 out of 320. If I go ahead and literally start making these, I can make 5. You'll see naturally my character will actually start moving a little bit faster because we're actually getting lighter and lighter and lighter. So it's, yeah, it's really convenient. And then on top of that too, you just get a ton of XP from building. Now granted, with the 0.25 XP, it's not going to be that significant. But if you do see how kind of far the dial is, or the XP bar is going up, it's not much, but kind of consider how we are at a 1/4 of what you would normally get on a fish. So probably those 5 foundations that we just made would have gotten us a level. It's, yeah, it's crazy. Now, I've kind of talked about in the past few episodes, we do have explorer notes here. There's a couple of them here on Herbivore Island. It's either 2 or 3, I can't remember. Not going to use them right now. Not going to utilize them because I want to wait until we're a little bit more leveled. We're a little bit more fortified. Once we have a really good tame, that's going to be more of an endgame tame, whether it's going to be like a Argent, a Thyla, a Baryonyx, something like that, you know what I mean? Then we'll go around and grab the explorer notes and everything like that. I personally feel like in early game, if you do go ahead and grab them, hey, good for you, you know, do it whatever way you want to play the game, but I do feel like they're a little bit wasted here in early game because it is relatively easy to get yourself some levels. Even on 0.25, it's really not that bad getting levels. Now, let's see how tall this is. Ooh, that's a little taller than what I was expecting. Because I can't even connect these now. Okay. So we're going to do something a little bit different. Once we get to here, this is going to take a little more work, so we're going to kind of leave this part to right here for today. That's going to take a little more work to get everything the way that I kind of intend it and want it to go. So, for right now, we have a total of 4 foundations left, which we've already done everything back here with. So I'm actually going to put one here. Actually, can I? I mean, I can. It's just it's kind of that weird. No, I don't like that. Let me pick you up. Let me also move you out of the way for a second here. Okay, so that's not actually going to work the way that I wanted it to. That's okay. We are going to have to take out this rock, I think, which kind of stinks, because I kind of like having it there. Let's do this. I don't need these 4 foundations anymore, so we'll get a little bit of resources back, but we'll go ahead and break it. Another way, if you guys do want to get a decent amount of XP, go ahead and make like 10 floors, put them down on the ground, break them, and then rinse and repeat, kind of do it again. Yeah, you're not going to get as much back, but you will be able to make about 17 or 18 total foundations on a fly doing that, which could get you to that next level. But for right now, again, going to be a very basic base. We're not even going to like flip the foundation, flip the walls or anything like that. Like I said, it's going to be a very basic base. I can make 4. That's perfect. There we go. And the reason why we're making this such a basic base is because, which is kind of crazy to say, it's already 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's so crazy. Time just flies, honestly. Now, I know being inside this stone is kind of silly, but I kind of like the placement of it, so I think we're going to keep it that way. Now, for the back here, I have no plans to extending on the back, at least for right now, so we're just going to close this up with 3 more walls. which, yet again, gonna need wood for. So, back to third person. Not even gonna take the tech pyrosaur with us this time. We'll just go around and grab some wood. I think I'll do it over here, actually. Because here's the thing, and you guys have noticed it right now, how kind of bare it's become in this area. And that's because we're going ahead and taking out the trees and stuff around the base, which traditionally I don't necessarily like to do. I would rather kind of leave the area, get my resources, come back, continue the build, and kind of rinse and repeat, just so the PvE area stays nice and PvE, if that makes sense. Now again, we are almost encumbered. We are going to make 3 walls on the back. 1, 2, 3. Now, unfortunately, we are not at the level in order to use... Oh, wait, we can do this. Okay, you know what? That's fine. There we go. We can make a couple of these. Now, unfortunately, we can't make the roof yet, because we are going to need that next level. At the next level, we are going to have to unlock this, which I don't think is going to take 6. I think it's only going to take 3 points because we already unlocked this. Yeah, the wooden wall was the other one. Okay, and then we are going to be getting this, the sloped wooden roof. And then at that point, possibly actually even the ladder too. The ladder will certainly come into play when kind of setting things up in the house and everything, which I definitely want to do. It's just going to be a matter of, do we have enough engram points once we get this next level? What can we do next to give us a little bit more XP? Could go ahead and kill a couple things just to get that next level, which might do that, or we could do the other method, which is something I kind of said before. We're going to make a couple foundations. It's going to give us some XP. We're going to put them down. Along with that. And along with that, because we don't necessarily need any of this stuff. Gonna break everything. And rinse and repeat. Gonna make another 2. Now I should be able to make another one. But like I said, once you do get to some crazier numbers like 10, 20 foundations, just think. I mean, the amount that you could really make at the end of the day can get you a level or 2 if you do end up kind of going that direction. But continuing on with the build here, a couple of things I'm going to want to do is 1, 1, and 1 just to close us up. Now, in ASE, we do have a left and a right, so you want to make sure that you're putting these on the right side. It's going to be a little tough getting this one in there, but no, it did end up lining up. Perfect. We are going to need a little bit more wood, so let's kind of run down the beach here. Take you out. Take you out over here. And that should get us the next level. There we go. Perfect. All right. Level 24. Gonna go into wait again. Let's get the... Ooh, we can do the double door now. Shoot. We'll have to wait on that. That's okay. All right. What am I looking for? Oh, we are also in the stone structure now. Oh my gosh. So many choices. What am I looking for, though? I'm looking for the ladder would be nice. Sloped wooden roof. It's going to take a total of 7 points. The ladder will be 6. Ah, this is going to be 6 points. Shoot. Okay, I'm going to have to do that. And then, yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get the ladder. Damn. All right, it is what it is. Oh, man. I miss auto engrams. By the way, guys, if you are curious, auto engrams is not a thing here on console. Maybe if you play on a server, but I am playing single player, so a lot of things that you might have on your single player experience, especially if you're playing on a server, are going to be a little bit different than what I have here on the Xbox Series X. So let's see what we need. Let's see what we can make. This is the left. This is the right. Okay, so right. Now, just keep in mind, sloped wooden roof and regular roof literally look the same, so make sure you're making the correct ones. Sloped wooden roof does give you a decent amount of XP, which is nice. And cynically, I might be able to get... Oh, this is a problem. Shoot. Alright. We're going to have to demolish these walls because we got to get him out of here. Eventually, he'll do his thing. He'll get out of here, but... I was going to say cynically... Oh, there we go. Oh, I could have just done it that way. There we go. That one's on the right side. That one's on the right side. But what I was going to say was cynically, even though the base isn't fully done yet, why can't I attach you? Oh, there we go. Okay. It's just being a little wonky here. Yeah, sometimes things just don't want to snap in the right spot. There we go. But because... let's see. What if I angle this way? I'm trying to see if I can get my thumbnail in. No. I might have to wait till the next episode. That's fine, because we did have to open this up. Alright. We'll see. Let's see. Can I make 2 walls? Ooh, I can. Okay. We might be able to pull off the thumbnail right now. Alright, gotta play our angles right here. You know what? We do have 3. You know what? Could make a little bit of a walkway or something around the house like this. Almost like a little back porch area, but that's something we can discuss in the future. For right now, I can make 2 of those. So you know what? If I angle these correctly, I might be able to do this episode's thumbnail in this episode. Come on. All right, right there. And then right there. Okay. So let's see if we can pull this off. Because of lighting. Okay, so let's do it like this. You know what? Let's just get the third. Let's just get the roof in. It's not that big of a deal. If I knock down this tree right here, we should have enough to get that last roof in. And then the base will be pretty much done. Then it's just a matter of kind of getting the interior set up, which I'm going to be honest isn't too crazy. There we go. But I will admit, this is the difficulty part about kind of doing the thumbnails and stuff is because of the lighting, it might make sense to wait till next episode anyways and kind of do what we've been doing like that around noon is when we're doing the thumbnails. Because now we got to deal with shadows. Actually, this might work out. I think we'll kind of make this as a thumbnail right now, and then I'll kind of look it over. You may be looking at the thumbnail for this episode, guys. There we go. We'll do that. We'll hop over here, do the same thing. I don't know if I like this angle as much, but it's fine. We'll try it. All right, editing Sean, figure that out. Now, kind of looking at the interior here, and again, it's not too crazy of a base or anything. It's going to be very, very basic. Basically, it's a 2x3, nothing too crazy, but we could put some storage here. We can also put a lot of this stuff, if not all this stuff, is going to pretty much work its way into the base to allow us to have the boat relatively free. We could technically keep the forges on the boat and everything, but I think if we're going to do that, we're going to kind of move a couple of things around and all that kind of stuff. The unfortunate part is it is getting to nighttime. Which, surprise, surprise, isn't all the time kind of thing, it seems like. There we go. All right, what do I need here? I need wood and stone to make another refining forge. Now, in the house, does it make sense to just have one refining forge in the house and one on the boat? I think one makes sense on the boat, too. We could technically keep this set up here. I think we're going to break you. But yeah, we have 158 metal at this point, which is really nice. I think I'm going to break both of you. And then we'll make another one. There we go. Now, oh, you know what? This was lined up. I didn't even think this was lined up. This does need to move a little bit this way, though. This is kind of what I'm talking about, guys. I get really, really crazy with the things need to be lined up perfectly. So you know what? Where is that? Okay, one for here, one for the boat. Okay, sounds good. Cool. Let's get a couple things squared away for the house then. You know what? We're not going to do that yet. We're going to keep the house the way that it is right now because we're going to work towards that next level so then we can get the ladder and I can kind of show off how that works with the interior and everything. For right now, let's see kind of what we can pull into our inventory and make. A bed would be a good idea. We're going to need wood. Okay, you know what? Let's go out. Let's get a little bit of wood. It is starting to get a little bit dark here. But I think if we can pull off making a couple of the interior things, and then next episode, of course, we'll go ahead and actually set up the house accordingly and everything, I think we'll be looking pretty good. All right, let's get on back before that sun goes down. It's like a race against time. But yeah, between the episodes, guys, for this one, I won't really be doing anything again. It's just going to be more of a matter of, let's make you. And then, was there anything else I needed to make? No. I think we're good. Campfires are already outside, so we're good there. Bed will go in the house. This will go in the house. This will go in the house. And then I think we'll go ahead and start moving the stuff in. But guys, look at that timing. It is literally nighttime. And that's that. So guys, that is going to wrap up this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We do also offer channel memberships here if that's something you guys are interested in. You guys do get these videos early as channel members. You guys do also get a channels member specific series. So if that's something you're interested in, check down below for the join button. Memberships start at $1.99 a month. Appreciate it if you want to check that out. But that is going to wrap up this episode, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Next episode, of course, we'll work on the interior of the house and hopefully get a couple more levels along the way because I do feel like we are struggling a little bit. But like I said, guys, once we get to level 25 and once we're able to change the XP from 0.25 to 0.5, yeah, that's when things are really going to start rolling. So that will be, hopefully, fingers crossed, fairly soon. But guys, that is going to wrap up this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you all in the next one.